Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today on my channel, I'm going to be walking you through a skincare laser called a halo laser. My channel, welcome. If you have been here for a while, welcome back. And what today's video is going to be is I went and had a laser process called the halo laser. I'll tell you more about that in a minute, but a little bit about me and my skin. I am 46 years old. I have pigmentation. I have pores. My biggest complaint about my skin is my skin's texture. Now, I have had dark spots throughout the years. I have done a lot of different skincare processes. I have a whole bunch of different videos about different peels, different things I've done, all of that. I will try to list some of those down below, but I have done quite a few of them. My objective here is to actually test out different products, whether it being foundations and wear tests, or actually testing out different processes as we age to see how it can help our skin out, help us keeping us looking youthful, feeling good, and keeping our skin looking the best it possibly can. The halo laser was a new laser that was offered at the med spa that I currently go to. They were in the testing process and they asked me if I would like to be one of their test subjects, which I was all about signing up to do. Now, it is something that they are working on getting in their facility, but I still wanted to do this video because people that watch me watch from all over, and this information can be very helpful for you. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to tell you a little bit about the laser, and then I'm going to walk you through. I did video clips of day by day, after, during, all of that different stuff. I am now at over the 2-month mark of having this laser done. I didn't want to give you guys my thoughts on it like a month after, 4 weeks after, 3 weeks after, 2 weeks after. I wanted to wait a good period of time because I have heard with this laser, the longer it goes, the better your skin gets. And at 6 months is apparently when it's the best it's ever been. Now, laser treatments are costly. It is going to depend on where you live to look into the pricing of these. Basically, what this halo does for me is it kind of is a combination of 3 lasers I had previously had in a treatment set of 3, all combined into one. So let's get into talking and showing you all the different things that happen, and then I'll come back at the end and tell you my final thoughts. So before I leave to get this laser done, I wanted to show you my skin right now. I have a little bit of pigmentation in through my cheeks, more along my jawline and in through these areas than like in this area. I always have pigmentation up through the top of my forehead and on my nose are the key areas that I am seeing it. But I wanted to give you a good look at my skin up close. I'm going to come up close in just a second, and I'm going to continually every day sit in this spot in the morning and show you updates of it. So let's take a look up close. So forehead, you can see some of the pigmentation in through here. In this area, that's a bruise. Right through here, not too bad in through these areas. You can see it on this cheek line and through here. This one is a bruise as well. I had my filler done recently, and I will be doing a whole video about that, but okay guys, so I am just leaving right now. This is what I look like right after I walked out. I mean, right after I walked out. So I am heading home to just relax and chill on the couch for the day. They said in the next hour, this is going to get crazy hot. So we will see, and I'll keep you updated. I just got home from my appointment. I did show you guys briefly in the car what it looks like, but I wanted to give you a little bit closer look here after I talked to you for a moment. Let's chat about my thoughts. Went in, got the numbing cream put all over my face, and sat there for about 45 minutes to an hour. The whole thing from start to finish was 20 minutes, which to me seems like I can do anything in 20 minutes realistically. Now, I will say, keep in mind that this was a test program where I went, so there was a chance that it probably takes a little bit less time than what it took for us to have it done today. So it starts, and it feels like a little movement on your skin that feels like, you know, the at-home derma rollers that have the little pins on them? When you very lightly put that down, that's what it felt like at first. And they continue to do passes until it gets to a certain intensity, and they set that intensity due to a bunch of questions that they ask you. So it was interesting because the more passes they did, the kind of more I felt it. It wasn't stronger. It was warmer and slightly more pressure. It felt more like I felt the pressure pushing down on it. It's a roller that rolls over your skin in lines. So it kind of goes like this, and then it goes like this in these lines. And in the meantime, it is putting those tiny little pins into your skin as well. And that's why you're numbed. And it goes further than just the ones we do at home, basically. And it goes even further than a typical microneedling, but feels very similar to microneedling. So it's kind of interesting. There's a fan on the actual machine. So while they're doing this, there's like this super, super, super cold air, almost like a hand dryer that you would use in a bathroom, but with really cool air. And that cool air keeps your skin cool because the more times they go over it, the more warmth you get to your skin. And when they lift that laser up, you slowly feel it get warmer and warmer. So they did this cheek first, then they went to this cheek. And this cheek got, while they started this one, the easiest way to explain it, when they started this one got hot. So they do give you an option for an ice pack. I was fine. Honestly, you just feel that temperature rising in your skin. It's kind of like when you have a flu or a cold or a fever and you go from really hot to really cool and really hot to really cool. It's kind of like that. It felt really cool while they were doing it with the air blowing, and when they took it off, it felt really hot. So that's the easiest way to explain it. I continually felt it just on this side, same thing. The forehead, they said you would feel a little bit more. I will be completely honest. I felt it more in the cheek, and actually I felt it more in this area through here. Now that could be because just 5 days previous, I had lip filler done, and right through here, I had a little bit of filler. So my temple is more sensitive than it would be typically. But where I felt it the most was in this area and in this area. Not very bad on the sides, mostly in the center and closer to the lip. But again, that's where I have the filler. So there's a good chance of that being why I felt that the most. The forehead actually was the quickest area. They did it in quadrants again. They did this part and they did this part. And then they did the nose. They went specifically just on the nose. When they did the cheeks, they did to here. So you did halfway through your lips on this side and halfway through your lips on this side. The nose was the very last portion. When I stopped and sat up, they give you a fan. You sit there and fan yourself. You can put ice on it. There's a cool mister you can use. All of these things help to cool your skin down, essentially. I honestly just sat there and kind of talked to them. I didn't feel the need for any of it. They did say that it was going to get more intense in about 30 minutes, and then it would start to dissipate for the next hour. So went to leave. We did the before pictures at their location, and then we also did after the procedure photos, which we did right away. So during all that time, I had no fan on it, and I was completely fine and comfortable with it. Now, other people have said that they had to sit in the location for an hour to kind of continually cool their face off. I didn't feel the need. So I took the photos, talked to some people I knew, things like that, answered a couple questions on what my thoughts were, because this is in a testing period for them. And then I got in the car to come home. And it is about a 45-minute to 50-minute ride. I had to stop and put gas in the car, so it took me almost an hour to get home. During that hour drive, I would say at about the 30 to 45-minute mark from when I stopped the laser, not from when I got in the car, it got a very intense, hot feel. Almost as if, they say it's almost as if you have a sunburn. I disagree with that statement. I think it is as if you had a sunburn from the day before, then you went out in the sun again. Like, meaning typically if you got a really bad sunburn, the next day you would stay in the shade and you can still feel the heat. This would be as if you got sunburnt yesterday and then today you decided, let's go stand out in direct sunlight. I hope that makes sense. So it is not as subdued or as easy of an explanation as it feels like a bad sunburn. I think there's much more to it and much more layers to how it feels. It goes through different stages. And so it got to this really hot, like I'd say it was not even 5 minutes, but it was like, whoo, and I was blasting the AC on me. I had the AC on low and the fans all pointed at me. the vents all pointed at me, and I was comfortable. I was feeling it, but I wasn't like, oh, can't catch my breath, or, oh, I need some Advil, or like, oh God, this is painful. It was just uncomfortable, for the lack of a better word. It was just uncomfortable. And so stopped, got out of the car, put gas in the car, and it's kind of funny. It was chilly and windy. It actually felt really nice. Got back in the car, and I hadn't turned the car on yet. And I noticed, oh, I feel a little warm. And then once I turned the AC on and the fan was blowing on it, I was completely comfortable for the rest of the ride home. Then I came in the house, I ate something. Now, another key thing to take into account is during this period of time, I also went through fluctuating stages of my skin feeling very tight to my skin feeling just normal. So it would feel like I was eating, and sometimes it would feel like my lips were like super tight and my whole mouth was tight, and even through here, and other times it just felt normal. So that is something to take into account as well. You might be feeling those kind of back and forth feelings of tightness to your skin. That is completely normal as well, because your skin is actually tightening and closing those areas up that have that in it. After I got home, as I mentioned, I ate something. I've been sitting down for about another 45 minutes. So we are pretty much at the 2-hour mark from when I finished the procedures. So not a 2-hour mark from when I walked out the door, a 2-hour mark from when I physically stopped having the procedure done. It feels good. I'm now at a point where it just feels slightly warm. Very slightly warm. It does still feel tight. When I'm moving my face, it feels tight. You put nothing on your skin right after. You are going to wait until this evening to wash your face with a gentle wash and a gentle moisturizer, CeraVe or Cetaphil. Either of those two work. And that's what I'm going to use for the next 2 days. Now, tomorrow there is a chance of swelling. So tomorrow is the day that there is the biggest chance that I might be swollen looking. Tomorrow I can wear makeup as normal. We are going out to dinner, so I will put a little bit of makeup on, but luckily because of the lashes, it'll just be very minimal depending on what my skin looks like tomorrow. But they say the area you get the puffiest is in through this area under the eyes and then down along the jawline. So we will see how it looks tomorrow as far as puffiness. And then they say Sunday is when you're going to start to see some dark spots and these little areas that lift up from the skin that pull the pigment out, and then it goes on from there. So this is the 2-hour mark from finishing the procedure, what my skin looks like, how it feels so far, and what my thoughts are on the procedure. So I will check back in this evening after I wash my face.
I just wanted to take a moment and show you guys, this is my face. I washed it tonight. I am ready for bed and put the moisturizer on it. I am definitely swollen. You can especially see it like in these areas, like in through here. I'm not noticing much swelling up here, but it's definitely like in this quadrant of my face is definitely much puffier and swollen, but it's not painful. It's not uncomfortable. It's not any issues. It's just swollen. So we'll see how this looks in the morning.
Good morning, guys. First thing in the morning, this is now day 2, and I wanted to show you the only thing I've done is I put some moisturizer on my face. It is still red. I will say down on either side of my nose, I'll close up in a second. I realized I forgot close-ups yesterday. And in my chin area, I have started to get that. The only way I can explain it is it feels a little bit like if you had put an exfoliating scrub on your face and let it sit. That's what it feels like when I'm putting moisturizer over it. It feels like a scrub, basically. They say sandpaper. I say it feels more like a scrub. I am definitely very, very, very swollen still. This eye, I can actually see my cheek a little bit. It's swollen up and in through here. I'm going to zoom in, show you guys a little bit of close-ups, and then I'm going to go get in the shower. My hair's been in an oil treatment all night. I'm going to go get in the shower, and I'll show you guys right after the shower. All right, let's get up close and personal. So I'm going to show you just a little bit. You can see on this edge very, very slightly, it's red dots almost. You can see them right in through here. And then on the chin, and this area is where I'm seeing the most. I added some Aquaphor in through here with the moisturizer just in this area because this is where I'm starting to get that kind of gritty feel. It's almost like little dots. and I noticed that it almost looks like in some areas there's tiny little, almost like whiteheads, and it's probably any bad stuff coming out of the skin at that point. So I wanted to take a quick second and show you guys my face right out of the shower. I mean, like, my hair is still wet and up, and I'm still in a towel. It is interesting. I feel like the swelling's gone down a little bit, interestingly enough. This does not feel like it's as high. The little, like, bumpy areas, kind of, all I did was the cleanser and splash it with cold water or cool water. But it doesn't, it feels a little tight. When I was washing it, it feels a little bit like sandpaper. Those bumpy areas that were there went away. I'm gonna give you a real quick close up, and then I'm gonna get ready and put moisturizer on. But yeah, so it's a little red, but it's red because I was in a hot shower. And you try to keep, you make sure you keep your head back, and you try to keep the shampoo away from the facial area. Back after I have put some products in my hair and put moisturizer on my face. Still a little bit red, but nothing that can't be controlled. When I put the moisturizer on, I definitely understood that sandpaper feel that they were talking about. It just feels a little rough. It doesn't now, but when I first put the moisturizer on, I felt that. Same thing down here. There are a few of the little red spots that are coming up on my lip and under my lip are the two key areas. But we're just gonna let it go today, and I'll check in again tomorrow. Real quick, just woke up. This is what it's looking like day 3. This is the tightest area. Now I'm gonna go put some moisturizer on. All right, guys, so I wanted to take a second. We are on day 3. This is now mid-afternoon. I have washed my face and moisturized it multiple times during the day. So I want to tell you a couple of things. Is one, they said it feels like sandpaper. I had thought it meant like, I don't know, I thought something else. It literally feels like if you took a really fine piece of sandpaper and you ran your hand across it, this is what it would feel like. That's the easiest way to explain it. Went out last night, put makeup on, had no problems. No one noticed whatsoever. It actually kind of was nice because my skin was so tight. The makeup actually looked really good on it. I am still a little bit swollen, mostly, sorry about the lighting, right through here. I guess that's only because I can notice it. Probably feels a little swollen, but it's nothing that's irritating or bothersome. It feels dry and tight. I haven't even done my hair yet. It feels tight. That's the easiest way to explain it, is tight is the best word for it. So I am going to zoom in and show you guys a little bit of the close-up. This area right here, so these all feel like sandpaper, and this area right through here is the only area that is starting to like flake a little bit, and not like a chemical peel flake. That's like kind of layers of skin. This is like little dots that are lifting up in a way. There are some that are darker, that is more pigmentation lifting up, that went further in and kind of got more pigmentation out of it. And usually with a chemical peel, I am like having to brace myself to not pick at it and peel at it. It is so tempting. This, I don't feel that at all. It's just raised. It's hard to explain. It is red, but it is not irritated. It is not uncomfortable. There is nothing like that with it. So let's zoom in and take a look at it for you. So this is the main area that has started kind of lifting and flaking, but the rest doesn't look bad. You can see a little bit in through the forehead and some areas like that that have some not flaking, but like darker spots. A couple through here, a couple on my nose. But yeah, this is where we're at with day 3. Everyone, I will apologize. It is still a little dark out this morning for some reason, so I did turn a light on over here. So it is not 100% natural light. You can see it's causing a shadowing, but I did want to jump on as soon as I woke up, kind of give you an update of where we're at. Still a little pink looking. It doesn't look red. It just kind of looks like a sunburn a little bit. The chin area in through the areas I had talked about previously, so around the nose, on the top of the lip, and in through here, are now kind of, it's almost like shedding, and it kind of sort of feels, or looks, not feels, looks like fish scales is the only way I can explain it. It's tiny, tiny little pieces. It's not like a chemical peel at all. It's just like these tiny, tiny, tiny little flecks of skin kind of coming off. Not uncomfortable, not painful, just feels a little tight, which is to be expected. I just keep putting moisturizer and moisturizer on, but literally I just woke up. I'm still in my PJs and my robe and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna bring you in close, get you a good look at it, and then I'm going to shower, get dressed, and ready for the day. I have a hair appointment today, so I'm going in looking like this, but who cares? So first area, you can see, it's kind of like scaly looking. There's still that redness right through here, but you can tell in through these areas. This still has that kind of like sandpaper feel. It is not yet peeling or flaking or any of those things. From here up to here, down here and over. Same thing on this side. There's like a little breakout right there. You can see, can't tell if that's a breakout or just a dark pigment spot. And then the forehead. This feels the smoothest of all of them, but it still has that like light sandpaper type feel. I just got out of the shower, so I wanted to show you when you first get out of the shower, your skin can look kind of irritated like mine does right now, much redder in the areas that are starting to peel, because anytime you put water and the soap or cleanser, you know, that you're supposed to be using, the Cetaphil, on your face, it removes some of those dead skin cells, no matter what you do. It's not like you're pulling at them. You're not pulling at them and flaking them and causing more scars underneath. That's how they slough off, is when you are using water and a gentle cleanser to wash your face. So that being said, your face looks a little bit more irritated right after you get out of the shower. All I did was get out of the shower, put my moisturizer on, my eye cream on, and throw some clothes on. That is it. And so that is why it looks a little bit more red and irritated. I will say this skin right here that I can tell has already sloughed some off feels like a baby's butt. So I'm very, very excited about this and excited to see how this all goes through. I feel like my skin, even though it's red and irritated, has a very nice healthy glow to it, even though it feels so tight and like dried out. I wanted to take a second and show you this. I'm noticing that the areas through here have dark spots that actually kind of look like blackheads a little bit. Right in through here. And that's what's actually pigmentation that's lifting up. Versus, you can see how this is very red. I just got out of the shower. And that's where there was a lot of dead skin. But you can see these darker spots. This is what is lifting the pigmentation. But see, there's nothing other than redness right through here. None of this has gone off yet. Well, first thing in the morning, once again, I had to turn the light on. It is still dark out. This is what we're looking like. This area peeled, but I will say this is peeling again. This has already peeled. You can feel the difference. It's almost like you can feel the difference of where it goes, like a line of where it goes. It goes right around here. Back is all still like sandpaper. This all through here is still like sandpaper, and all through here. So the only things that have really shed are here and this cheek, but this is shedding again. So let's get in close and take a look at it. I'm starting to flake a little bit in through my hairline, I can tell from the peeling. You can tell the difference of here versus here. None of this it's started peeling, but it hasn't peeled really. Just around this area. But this is on like kind of the second time. Okay, so here is my face and my skin after the shower. It is definitely red. I can tell this side sloughed off a little bit. This one sloughed off further, so now it's kind of over here. Forehead sloughed off a little bit. It's like right through here. This cheek has sloughed off a little bit, but the line is still like over through here. And this is all good. All right, where we're at right now. You can kind of see what hasn't sloughed off versus what has. It's more pink. This is still all dry and hard. See how this side looks? You can see again, this has not sloughed off, but this has. Same thing here. Take a second real quick first to show you today is the very first day I put on a tinted moisturizer, a little bit of concealer, and that's pretty much it. But I wanted to tell you, I forgot to tell you guys about this. Last night, when I would say the majority of my face, other than like this area, still had a lot of the kind of like scaly skin to it, that was the first time I felt it was tight, but it felt itchy. It was the first time that I was like, ooh, this is like itchy and kind of irritated. Not irritated, like uncomfortable, just like a slight like tingly itch to it, just a very light itch to it. And I will say that most of it was actually in the areas like along where it was just getting ready. So like in through here, around the edges and things like that. But it wasn't like horrible. It was just itchy. And I wanted to make sure I told you guys that so that if that happens to you, you're well aware that it happened to me as well. We are at day 6. This is what my skin looks like first thing in the morning. Nothing on it yet. This all for the most part, when I washed my hair and my face yesterday, for the most part, there's a couple little spots, but for the most part is all now smooth. This is kind of breaking out and peeling again. Already did. This here still has some spotting. There's a lot of spotting in through here, so I'm going to zoom in and show you. All right, as you can see, there's a couple breakouts, some peeling. There's no peeling over here. That redness that was there is gone. There was a breakout here for a little bit, breakout here, but the skin is very smooth, very shiny, still red and blotchy. This is where I'm super blotchy, is right through here. On the forehead, still blotchy. This side is probably my best side so far. Still has a little bit to go. They say, and you can see my nose is still very blotchy and red, but they say you will see the ultimate results after 8 days. I think it's 7 or 8 days. You get the halo glow. And then after that, they say 1 month, 2 months, and 6 months is like the ultimate. I wanted to take a quick moment and show you guys what my skin looks like with a little bit of tinted moisturizer, some concealer, and some lipstick on. It is covering all of that redness without any problems. It's not popping through. You're not seeing any of it. It actually looks really nice, even without any other products on. It is day 7. We are looking good. I feel like my skin looks so glowy. I've got a couple spots that are still having some redness to them, but nothing that is horrible. My skin still feels a little tight and a little dry, but in a good way. The dryness will go away, but the tightness feels amazing. Have a definite glow to my skin. All I've done so far is shower this morning and put on a little bit of moisturizer, but it is feeling good, looking good. From here on out, I think I'm just going to check in like once a week just for a little bit to let you see what it looks like. But I am going for my final checkup with them to check back in, take some finished photos for a full week, and we'll go from there. I wanted to jump on here at the 2-week mark, and it is still dark out. It is early in the morning, but to show you my process on the halo, my skin has lost all of the redness other than natural redness to my skin. I will say this week, I've noticed a little bit of what feels like rough or textured skin in through this area and right through here, not down here, not around the chin as much. A little bit up through here, a little bit on the nose. So kind of in this area a little bit. And I'm sure it is just part of the process. They say that throughout 1 month, 2 months, and they say even at 6 months is like the best your skin will look, because the halo laser goes so deep under, it helps to produce better skin the more it kind of regenerates. So I did want to pop on and show you a 2-week mark. I will do a 1 month, and then from there I'll decide as well how many more I should pop on and tell you about before I... So I am checking in. I wanted to show you my skin at the 1 month check-in. This is what my skin looks like after 1 month recovery time with the laser. It is so good, guys. I can't even use words to explain just how good. It feels like a baby's butt. All I have on is my morning routine stuff, nothing on my skin. It looks so healthy. It looks so just, I can't even find the words. It is so good. Now, one thing I do want to mention to you guys is that I had this week, and I want to say it was about week 3, between 2 and 3, that my skin got very rough, very, very, very textured feeling. And I was worried that that was going to be the texture of my skin, because I already have textured skin. That was one of the things I was looking to reduce. And it was a good solid week of it feeling very rough, very kind of patchy. But that was the skin recreating new skin. And after that week, I have been in love, guys. I am so excited. I've never had products go on easier. It is so good. I am going to check back in at 2 months and show you guys my update. So this is the 2-month and final checkup for my halo laser. This is what my skin is looking like. The only thing I have on right now is a little bit of under eye concealer and some lip balm, and then my normal like morning toner, serum, and moisturizer. But when they say your skin continues to get better and better, they are not kidding. I feel like my skin looks so good now. People ask me all the time on videos I have made, on Instagram, everywhere, like, what have you done different? Your skin looks so good. Your skin looks so healthy. And I really do think it was this laser. Now, they do say that you will continue to get better up to 6 months, which is crazy, because if it's this good now, I am like so excited for the 6-month mark. However, I don't want to keep waiting and doing updates for you guys up through 6 months. If you are interested in that, go follow me over on Instagram, and I will try and do check-ins over there as well. But I mean, I think it looks so good. My skin looks so healthy. The texture is very nice. It is very smooth. It is very glowy. I am oily combination, so I always have a little bit of a glow to my skin anyway, but it's not an oily glow. It's like a healthy glow, if that makes sense. So that is everything at the 2-month mark. Now, the first thing you're probably wondering was it worth it, and would I do it again? And the answer to both of those is yes. Yes, 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 a resounding yes. It was uncomfortable, but it wasn't to a point where I couldn't handle it. It wasn't, I had seen some reviews ahead of time, and I was super scared and super nervous going into it, but it was nowhere as bad as I thought. The numbing cream helps with that. You just feel slight pinches to it, as I had explained. It wasn't to a point where I couldn't handle it. But the key thing with this is the results I am seeing. I have never seen my skin look this good. That's saying a lot, guys. I've done a lot of different treatments and a lot of different things. This has increasingly gotten better the longer I went. Typically with lasers, I find if I have a laser done, typical IPL Genesis type treatment, I find that within about a month and a half, I'm kind of starting to regress back and feel like my skin went back to normal and that I need to go back in for another treatment. I have not felt that way with this. I have felt like my skin keeps getting better and better and better. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, I will continue to update you guys throughout that, kind of giving you an update as to where I'm at, maybe at the 6-month mark, and let you know. You guys on Instagram have seen the difference in my skin though. I get so many comments on what am I doing differently, and I really and truly do attribute all of that to this laser. Now, I will say another key thing is someone had said to me on Instagram, they said, well, why are you wearing makeup if you had this done? The purpose of having this done is to not have to wear makeup. So here's the thing for me. I love makeup. I love putting makeup on. I love trying new makeup products out. I'm not going to stop doing that. Does my skin look better now that I don't feel like I have to wear makeup? 100% yes. But do I still love putting makeup on? Yes. Why I did this was to help my skin look better when I do decide to put makeup on, but also have the ability to use less makeup and to be able to go out completely comfortably without having any makeup on. So 100%, I absolutely love this laser. I love the process. It definitely had some interesting things because I had never had it done before. Now I will know what to expect in the future. And to be honest with you, when I go to do these things again, if I ever do it again, I'll come back to my own video and watch it again to see what the process is before I go in to have it done, to kind of refresh myself as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed seeing what the process was for me, the day-to-day of how my skin changed and what it looks like at the end. If you have any questions about anything here, if you have a question as to how my skin felt, if you have a question as to how something felt and I didn't touch base on it enough for you, please put a comment down below. I will always get back to you as soon as I possibly can. So as always, guys, I appreciate you watching and sticking with me, and thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.